Y'all know what's going on. Welcome to another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Look here, in prison, man, you never really know who you're dealing with. You never really know. In prison, it's often said that, you can be anything and anybody that you want to be in here, right? People present themselves to you in a way that, you think that they're solid and they're not. Some people present themselves in a way where you think they're meek, but they're really a lion. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to really know who you're dealing with in here, right? And in this story, I'm going to share with you some things about this one guy. He was one of the folks, right? And I'm going to share with you some things. It's not funny, but it is funny, right? It's one of those stories like, didn't see that coming, So I want to talk to you about that and hopefully give you something to ponder, when you're dealing with somebody in prison or on the streets, right? Take a hard look under the hood, right? So to speak, so that you can really figure out what's going on with people, right? So with that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now check this out, right? This is a story about this brother. We're going to call him Rico, okay? It's for the sake of the story, right? I'm not sure. I am sure. I don't think he would want me to put his real name out there, right? But he knows who he is, right? But let me explain to you a little bit about this brother. This brother is like 6'2", 6'3", built, works out good, you know what I'm saying? Strong dude, right? The type of dude that was good in basketball, softball, baseball, any type of sport. This dude was good at. Phenomenal athlete. You feel what I'm saying? He wasn't that smart in school, but he did okay, right? He was involved in a lot of activities and all this and that before he came to prison when it comes to, the community and whatnot. And in prison, he pretty much was the same way as far as what I was told, right? Involved in a lot of the activities that go on, just like to stay around people. Particularly, he would always hang around like the female officers and the female counselors, right? It was almost like they were just drawn to him. You feel what I'm saying? And of course, when you see somebody that's locked up, that's always talking to the females and all this and that, and they, just he-hen and ha-ha and winning, you often start to think, I know especially in here that, he must be knocking her off or something like that, right? But look here, check this out. This dude, I'm telling y'all, this is going to blow your top right here. This dude was so cool with these females. He could get them to do certain things for him, right? Now, you would think, being in prison, especially back in the day, right? This is back in the day, one of those stories, right? That he would be getting her, one of the females to bring him some drugs in, something to drink, stuff like that. But no. That's not what he was doing. That's not what he was doing. Now, I'm going to get to what he was doing in a minute, so just follow the story, right? Because this is what happened, right? I was one of the teacher's aides, right? I worked in the school building. So every morning, all of the students in the teacher's aide, everybody that worked in this building had to go through the metal detector, right? So one day, we were down there, we were getting ready to go through the metal detector, and for whatever reason, they had the dogs down there and the TAC team. It wasn't a TAC team then, but it was like extra officers that you never really saw on the compound. Anytime they shake down, all of a sudden these officers would appear from somewhere else. Most of them came from other prisons, right? So anyway, this particular day, we're getting ready to go through the metal detector. And everybody, once you get through the metal detector, they're taking you into the restroom and they want you to strip. They want you to strip down, bucket, naked. You feel what I'm saying? So, used to that in prison. I don't know, my mind might be messed up, but that's just part of being in prison. Every now and then somebody's going to tell you, get naked, right? So it's just part of being here, right? So we're going through, getting ready to go through the metal detector, right? And it's like almost 100 people that have to go through. So what we do, not that we were dirty, it's just that, trying to lag back a little bit, drag it out, shorten the day a little bit. So we hang back and let most of the people go through. And it's about 6 or 7 of us that, we all the folks, we just hanging back and whatnot. When it gets time for us to go through, I go on and step through. I step up to the metal detector, go through the metal detector, everything's good. Then they hit me with the wand, front, back, raise your arms up, all this, open your mouth, move your tongue, all that. They get real thorough with it now, y'all. I'm telling you now. So check this out. So bro step up, Rico step up. And he get the buck, and he like, man, I don't know why we got to be doing this. I'm tired of y'all touching on me and what's going on and all this and that. He just shooting off, causing the scene, right? So now I turn around. Now I'm in the line on the other side of the metal detective waiting to go into the restroom to get stripped by the two officers, right? So, but anyway, I turn around and I look. I'm seeing Rico. I'm like, bro, what you doing, man? Man, go on through the metal detector and get on over here in line, man. We ain't got time for all this, right? He look at me, he give me that look. Like, man, stay out of my business, right? Now, you know I'm denying. I'm in charge, so I shoot the look back at him. If you don't get in that line and come on, man, we ain't got time for that, man. Because I don't like situations where a brother bring undue heat to the org, right? And this is what this brother's doing. Ain't none of us got no dope in our pockets. There's no reason for him to be acting like this. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, what is going on? So I'm giving him that look. He ain't really barring me. It's something really going on with him because he give me that look back like, I'm not letting these folks strip search me. So about that time, they called me up. Baker, come on in here. I step into the restroom, the little stall. I strip real quick. I'm in and out. Everything is cool. Now here go Rico. He two people behind, right? But he's still shooting off on the officer, calling them boys and police and all this and that. Ain't nothing gonna change by calling them that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So when he's like I said, he was two behind me, right? So when it's time for him to get up to the line and go into the restroom, he buck him. He pushed back. He said, I'm not going in there. The officer said, you going in there, you going to the hole, it don't make me no difference which one you do. He said, but Rico, all you got to do is go in there and strip real quick and you out of there. You going to class, man. You feel me? He's like, man, I don't know why I got to strip. I ain't stripping, man. I'm not stripping. Now, I'm walking slow down the hall, right, because I'm trying to see. I know this fool ain't finna get into no fight with the police about stripping in the penitentiary. This is part of the life in the penitentiary, getting stripped. So anyway, he leaned up against the officer and kind of hit him with his shoulder, right? I ain't going in there. Oh, that's assault right there. You can't even put your hands on an officer in here. That's assault. So they grab him, boom, throw him up against the wall, handcuff him, take him to the hole. It's over with. I'm looking at him like, you stupid mother. Now, here we go, got to figure out what's going on with you. Somebody going to have to send you some food over there. He going to probably ask for some weed or something. So now everybody got to go out of their way to make sure this brother's straight in the hole when he done something stupid. So I'm just like, look here, man, don't send him nothing. We ain't finna send him nothing. That's understood. He did that to himself. So look, check this out. He's over in the hole. Now, when you go to the hole, guess what happened, y'all? Strip search. They finna strip him anyway. Now this time, it ain't gonna be no asking more than once. When they tell you to strip, they mean it. One article of clothing at a time. One shoe, take it off, hand it to him. The other shoe, take it off, hand it to him. One sock, take it off, hand it to him. And so on and so forth, coming up your body. Now once you take off your pants, now you down to your boxers. Now guess what happened when they get down to Rico's boxers? He's standing there. He's stalling. So he skipped the boxers and go to the t-shirt. He takes the t-shirt off. Now he's standing there. He ain't got on nothing but his boxers. Now this is how the story come to me, right? He ain't got on nothing but his boxers. Guess what he do? Man, that's it, man. I ain't stripping no more. Y'all, I'm tired of all this. I ain't finna keep going through all this with y'all, right? Boom, they grab him. They already ready. They ain't trying to hear none of that. They grab him, throw him up against the wall. And then they say, look here, man. You do this or we do this. Now, what you want to do, man? He said, all right, I'll do it. He pulled his boxes down. But look, they watching now. See, because he been acting up. So they own it. They got 6 or 7 sets of eyeballs all on him at the same time. So they see him. He getting ready to pull his boxes down, but they see something black. They look, say, hold up. What is that? He said, what you talking about? So then he tried to hurry up and pull his boxes down, right? So he pulled them down. They said, wait a minute, stop. They stopped him right at the knees, right? Now this is where it get tricky, y'all. Pull the boxes down. They walk up on him. They surrounded him. raise your arms up. He raised his arms up. He's standing there. Now check this out. Now this dude about 6'3". He's standing there with his arms straight over his head, sweating, scared. Now his boxers is down to his knees. All his manhood and everything is hanging out. But guess what? He got a pair of Victoria's Secret panties under the boxers. You heard it right. He got a pair of Victoria's Secret panties under the boxers. On him. They was on him. The black kind. I ain't talking about no blooms. I'm talking about the kind that cut into the cheeks. You know when the female got them, the kind that ain't quite the thong, but they cut cheek. You see what I'm saying? And then check this out. Now, wait a minute. That ain't it. They got the ruffles are going around the waist. And they got the red bow on. You hear what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially y'all women that's hearing this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This man, you heard what I said. This man got on a pair of Victoria's Secret panties under his boxers. Check this out. Now let me show you how foul the police get. Because they dirty. Oh, they dirty. Now look here. They said, pull your panties back up. So he pulled his panties back up. Now he's standing there. Then they said, take the boxers off first. They make him take the boxers off first. They own him now. They mad, but they really trying to shame him now. They make him take the boxers off. Now he's standing there in a pair of Victoria's Secret lingerie panties, right? All cutting up into his butt cheeks and everything. Guess what they do? Get on the wall. We got to take a picture for evidence. Hey, clack, clack. Hey, clack, clack. Hey, clack, clack. Turn to the side. Hey, clack, clack. Hey, clack, clack. Turn to the back. Hey, clack, clack. Now, they got a picture of him from the front, from the side, and the back, wearing these Victoria's Secret panties, right, with the red bow around them, and the ruffles around the waist. Now, all of a sudden, they tell him, look here, put your clothes back on and go on to the cell. They walk him to the cell. Now, here's what happened. We out on the compound. Next thing we know, the write-up come through said that he had contraband. What's the contraband? He had on some panties. Wait, the next thing we thinking that what's going on? Rico got on some panties. So now we trying to figure out, man, they lying or what's going on? Here come the pictures. Now keep in mind, all of that stuff is not supposed to make its way to the compound. None of that. The pictures are none. That's evidence. That's the police supposed to have it. But all of a sudden, you start to see these pictures finding their way into the units. They trying to embarrass him. Not just him, us. They're trying to make... Hey, look here, y'all. That day, they made GD look real soft. You hear me? They made GD look real soft. Because now we're looking at some pictures of what it looks to be like our brother. But we can't tell because you only see like midway to his stomach, pass down to midway to the thighs. But it's the front, the side, and the back. And everybody looking like, we know that's a man, but is that Rico? Ain't none of us never seen this man like us. Ain't nobody looking. We don't know. Now all of a sudden we go holler at the D-board man, the inmate that's the lawyer. We getting at him. Man, what is going on with bro? He said, man, LaJoe T, I don't want no smoke, man. I don't want no smoke. I'm just going to tell you what it is, man. I said, what is it, man? He said, man, they writing him up for contraband, man. This man has some panties, man. I said, come on, man. He pulled out the pictures. I done already seen the pictures, the evidence. But the picture he got is just the panties themselves, and he got a picture of whoever this person is. With the panties on. Front, side, and back. Front, side, and back. I said, man, what can you do for him? He said, man, shoot, he hit. I said, that's what's up. I said, look, make sure they put him back on the compound. Do whatever you got to do, man, so they won't ship him. He said, man, I'm going to do the best I can, right? But it ain't really a shippable offense, right? But they do want to know how he got them. I said, so do I. I said, but more important, I want to know why is he wearing them? You feel me? He said, that's the $1 million question. So Rico got 5 days in the hole. He get out. I'm waiting on him. I tell my COS, bring him straight to me when he gets out. They let him out in the afternoon, so I'm on the ball field, right? So my COS come to me and said, look here, man, he didn't want to come out. I said, ain't nobody asking him. I said, go back up on the next changeover and you bring him back down here, right? He said, GD that. He go back up on the changeover. 6 o'clock. Bring him down. He walking down. Now, keep in mind, like I told you, this brother here is about 6'3". He might even be 6'4", but a big dude. He come down, walking down with his head hanging low. I'm sitting at the picnic table, the usual spot, you know what I'm saying, where GD hang out. I said, man, why you walking like that? Hold your head up. I said, sit down, man. He sat down beside me, right? I said, Rico, what's going on, man? He said, what you talking about, folks? Oh, low and meek, you know what I'm saying? Voice low. Normally he talking loud and boisterous and all this and that. Now he want to talk low. He said, what's going on, folks? I said, you need to tell me what's going on, man. What is you doing wearing female panties, man? Walking around like that, man. What's going on, man? I said, were you trying to do something? For the life of me, I can't even imagine what it would be that he'd be trying to do. But I'm asking, I'm trying to give him any way to talk up out of this. He said, no, folks, I just like how they feel. What you mean you like how they feel? You like how female panties feel on your body? He was like, yeah, folks. I said, oh, man, what's really going on? What's really going on now? I'm looking at him. The rest of the brothers, you know, they surrounded the table. Everybody looking at him. They mean mugging, right? Now, I cut my eyes. I catch a couple of the brothers, right? They really ain't mean mugging. They looking at him like, made me wonder about them. You know what I'm saying? But look, check this out, though, right? We still talking. I said, Rico, I said, you know you finna get hit up for that, right? He was like, yeah, I know. I said, is it anything you want to tell me, man? Anything else going on, man? He was like, no. So that's when I hit him. I said, look here, tell me this, though. Because now I'm thinking about the Mac move now. I said, man, how you get them? He said, I bought them from the officer. Wait a minute. Hold up. You bought them from the officer? He said, yeah, I bought them from the officer. I said, did you have her go buy some and bring them to you, or did you buy them off her body? Which one was it? He said, no, I gave her $100. She went into the restroom and went in there and took them off and brought them right to me. I said, oh, man, you wasted a move like that over some panties, man. He looked at me. He said, that's all I wanted. I said, how many times did she do it? He said, about 2 or 3. I said, so you done gave this woman $200-300 for some panties? He was like, yeah, folks. I said, which one is it? He said, oh, I ain't gonna tell you that. I said, well, after they kick your ass, you gonna tell me. You need to tell me now. He said, folks, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. Because if it get out, man, she gonna get fired. I said, man, I understand that, right? But look here, y'all. I'm gonna cap this off like this, right? Like I said at the beginning of this time, you never know who you're dealing with in here, right? You just never know. So if you got somebody in here that's always putting on, always acting funny when something is going on, you might want to ask them, you got on some panties? Y'all know what's going on. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.